folks, Justin Hoffman here for Bass Pro One Source. Today I want to talk about bait casting reels and specifically setting your cast control on these types of reels. Now, many people new to the game of fishing sort of shy away from bait cast reels, and for a number of reasons. They hear the horror stories about bird's nests, about backlashes, how it's hard to cast with them. Well, if you follow along on these few tips I'm going to give, you're going to learn how to cast with ease and learn the cast controls on these reels and how to make your life much more easier. The most important step to setting your cast control is by tightening or loosening the cast control knob, which is found right here. The tighter the cast control knob, the harder it will be for line to flow freely from your spool. So obviously when using heavier baits, you want this knob to be set tighter. Lighter baits, set it looser. Another important factor for setting the cast control is adjusting the brakes. Now in this case, I've removed the side plate from this bait casting reel to expose the centrifugal brakes. Now to set these, it's quite simple. You basically just click out these little levers. If you click to the outside, it sets the brake on. Click to the inside, it sets the brake off. Now it's best to start off with 2 and always do an even number. So as you can see in this example, I've actually set 3 and there's actually 6 involved. So I've done half of them. Now, for other reels, they'll actually have a magnetic brake set on the outside where you don't have to remove the side plate. It's best to start off at 5. It's generally on a scale from 1 to 10. And depending on your casting control, either loosen it or set it tighter. Now that you've adjusted your braking system, you want to tie on some sort of a heavy weight. Now in this instance, I've got a flippin' jig, which is about 3/4 of an ounce. Now, reel that up to the top of your rod tip. And what you want to do is engage the reel while keeping your thumb on the spool and slowly let out line. Now if it goes too fast, what you want to do is tighten your cast control knob. So what you're trying to accomplish in this actually is to get your bait to just slowly go down to the floor. Once it hits the floor, it should, if everything is set correctly, it should just stop and the reel should stop at the same time. It shouldn't keep running over. So the best thing is to do is just keep going over and over this. It's also a great way to practice thumbing your spool. So whenever you cast with a bait casting reel, you always want to have your thumb lightly feathering the reel, especially when it hits the water. So every time you're casting out on the lake, as soon as your bait is about to make contact with the water surface, you lightly thumb the reel. Now that will stop any bird's nest or overruns. So give that a try, tie on a few different sized baits, and just test what your cast control is actually set at. Now in this instance, if I set it nice and properly, I can basically let go of that, and as you can see, I didn't really have to feather it, and no line overran, which is what you want to do. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed these tips. Thanks for watching Bass Pro One Source, and we'll see you out on the water.